Come 2021, there's going to be a new term that's going to be popular around certain spaces. And that term, I'll let you all guess it. All right, too late. That term's actually going to be called trauma bonding. Now, some of you might hear it first here, and to be honest, I'm not the first person who came up with it, but I'll probably be the person to popularize it, like the term community. You're welcome. But trauma bonding. What does that mean exactly? And well, first of all, shout out to Erica Williams, a couple of other people who came up with the term trauma bonding. And trauma bonding is essentially individuals or the act of bonding or forming relationships and camaraderies with different individuals on the basis of traumatic experiences. Just as simple as that. But here's the thing when it comes to trauma bonding and those other crap, all this other lamenting of your current circumstances and the current scenario that we have out here in the world today. I know half the people are running around and acting like the world's ending because Biden and Auntie Kamala are getting in the White House. I know another half a group of people are traumatized because 2020 wasn't the year that they expected it to be. And I'm not just talking about Trump loss. I'm talking about the lack of submission or even cooperation when it came to the women that they claimed to hate, that they claimed they didn't want, but at the same time focused on. They focused. It was like, no, I'm not going to do it. These individuals were banking on 2020 to be the year where their mission would be achieved, or at the very least noticeable. And that mission was to basically make women who didn't like them submit to them. And I'll be honest, a lot of these women out here who are bad-mouthing men, they themselves are no prize. I mean, your St. Kevin Samuels has proven that day in and day out. And I got even credit for that, as I have done in multiple videos. It's just that the difference between myself and the rest of a lot of people in the manosphere over there is because, the difference is I don't lean on him. I don't rely on him to speak for me. And I'm not putting all my eggs in his basket or in his satchel or whatever he's carrying this. I'm just kidding. You take a joke. Nonetheless, trauma bonding. You're telling me that we built this city off trauma bonding? We built this city off moaning and bitching? We built this city off complaining after women we don't want or we supposedly don't want? Let's get this straight. A lot of you do want the scraggle that, but I'm not talking about American BWs either. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about BWs. I'm the one who came up with the term go where you're wanted or go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. And that includes non-ADOS BWs who aren't on that Pookie worship or that bombshell brat worship. I'm the one who says, look, if you can find a non-ADOS BW who is on your program, who respects your purpose, who you don't need game and swag and whoopity whoop and going to tricking in the club and code approach, all that kind of, if you don't need to do all that, all you needed was a J, O, and B like other racists and other non-ADOS black men need, then you go on ahead, you pair up with that woman. You may want to have kids outside the United States, but that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. I mean, we'll explain that in a future video for those who are interested. But as far as that's concerned, I'm just getting messages, random messages, of course, when I'm doing a video. Trauma bonding? We built this city off trauma bonding? Nah. You can't tell me that. That's not what I came into. And that's not the game that I'm playing right now. Especially in times like these. And a time like this when the world is, it's frozen once again. But it's looking like this is going to be the final freeze for a long time. And what have I been telling you guys? Make your gains while the rest of the world is at standstill. Because when the world speeds back up, then at best, you're going to have to run with the pace. And at worst, it's just, the pace is going to be a lot quicker than it was prior to beer flu. But what do I see in certain parts of the manosphere? well, most parts, trauma bonding, crying, complaining, talking about some, man, 2020, man, it's 2020, 2021, guys, and look, guys, we failed our goal. We failed our goal on multiple fronts. We didn't get Donald Trump elected. We didn't get the women to submit or even to cooperate. Hell, these women came out with a new song. It's called WAP, or WAPs as they call it. And when I heard what it was about, I knew I wasn't the kind of guy that they were talking about when it came to getting the WAP. They don't want our kind. They don't want our kind. Because, if they were just saying about us, if they included us in their little WAP-mobile or WAP carousel or WAP-a-rooney, we couldn't get the WAP-a-rooney. I just wanted to be, I just want to get a lettuce in the WAP-a-rooney. I don't even want the beef. I don't even want the meat. Pookie and freaking Brad can have the meat. You've been giving them all the meat. All the meat and meaches and Arby's. Freaking, they got all the meats. Freaking A. But I just wanted the lettuce. But we couldn't even get that. We, in the management, we couldn't even get that. So, what does 2021 hold? Instead of 8-hour panels, we're going to do 12-hour panels. 12-hour panels talking about men who are on their purpose, who are going overseas. Oh, wait, that's the PUA guys. Screw them to PUA. PUA, what do they know? Well, actually, the PUA guys don't know much. Go back to my previous videos about that. But, yeah, we're going to make these women submit. I don't care if these are the same women who didn't like us, but doggone it, we're going to make them submit. And you know how? We're going to up the trolling, up the bashing, up the Schadenfreude every single time they get an L. We're going to rub it in their face. Look, we are going to make their lives miserable. We're just going to make their lives miserable, and the only way we can, and that's to troll the living crap out of them. Got that? That's how a lot of these guys come across. That's how a lot of these guys coming across these days. Just a bunch of trolling and bickering and arguing and crying. And this wasn't the message that I wanted. This isn't the message this isn't the purpose of my channel. My channel is not to bash women of any race, not even ADOS BWs. Yeah, we cracked the daggle here and there. Hell, this channel wasn't even built to roast daggles. Seriously, you believe it? This channel was not built to roast daggles. And I'll tell you why. I'm too busy, for starters, to focus on women who don't want me, two, who society and a lot of men say aren't worth the trouble. Okay, cool. So why focus on them? See, Rom Wills, earlier this week, had a video named Stop Focusing on Subpar Women or something like that. Shout out to him. And he's risen above a lot of this by not even mentioning it. And that's, I wish I can just get to that level where I can just tell dudes every single day, just stay on the positive, stay on you, don't mess with the BS, and get like at least 5,000 views. If I can get 5,000 views from that, from just saying the positive stuff, I'd be alright. I'd be in my own sphere. Right now, it looks like I am. Well, and let me just say this for the record. I do not co-sign the extremist bullcrap misogyny crap that a lot of these extremists are coming up with these days. Look, the two-state solution stands when it comes to this channel. Women who don't want to cooperate, ADOS BWs who don't want to cooperate, let them do their thing. Let them have Pookie. Let them have Brad. Let them have whoever. I do agree with you with thanking BMs not being the cleanup man, not being the beta bucks, not being the educated you-know-what. I mean, if you have someone called you an educated you-know-what, even if it's jokingly, or even if it's in passing, consider that an ethnic slur. And take action as if it was. And I don't mean taking action in the same way as these babies kids will be like, what? No. You walk away and you don't even give them the time of day. And then you build on your life. You build on what you have. You focus and stay on your purpose. You focus and stay on your self-improvement. You focus and stay on whatever you, even if it's little, focus on that little and build on it. Instead of worrying about women who don't want you, who never wanted you, who never will want you for genuine reasons, not for desire. If you don't get that desire, if you don't get that, then there's nothing else left to talk about. Nothing, honestly. So, with all this crying, with all this moping, with all this complaining, I'm not with that. I don't co-sign that at all. 1, it's a waste of time. 2, it shows weakness. 3, it leaves you vulnerable to seeing only the good, not seeing the bad in women of other races and other cultures. 4, it leaves you to be a trick in other countries with other races and other cultures. 5, it's not manly. It's just not manly, honestly. And a lot of people are going to pick this video, and they may say, "Well, Clutch, you looks like you're a bit sweaty under there, huh?" Well, you know what? I made this video. I make videos just off the top of my head, all right? And this was definitely a video I felt was needed. And you know what I was doing beforehand? Manly stuff. Manly stuff. Manly stuff. Not, I was doing 45, I was an hour of this. An hour of this, an hour of this. Not an hour of this, an hour of this. I don't have time for that. I really don't. I don't have time for that, especially focusing on women who don't want me, never want to be blah, blah, blah. You get the picture. And I don't co-sign any of that stuff, neither. Fine, if you need it for content, go on ahead. Make your money. If they bullied you enough in middle school and high school, if you can't get any reparations, then get some YouTube money from that. All right, fine. But as for me, in my life, and those who want to learn a lesson or two, stop with the coping, because this is part of cope maxing. You think the conservatives were having cope maxing, and we're going to talk about those conservatives if we haven't already. How to Save the West? Yeah. If I haven't uploaded that video already, watch out for it in the future. Oh, you think those guys are cope maxing? Oh, no, not as much as these Bebe's kids. They're cope maxing. And their cope maxing is in the form of drama bonding. And they want to talk about pair bonding and how a woman who has a notch count 1 above theirs can't pair bond. But these same guys are freaking drama bonding by just focusing in on women they don't want. I'm the one who's done with the daggle. I'm the one who doesn't need the daggle. I'm the one who can get quality BWs and even quality ADOS BWs. They just happen to be closer to the cul-de-sac than around the way. Everyone else out there always bet on X.